Welcome back, survivors! This is Eerie Knight of the Pseudoposse, and today I'm going to show you all a super effective defensive base design which is easy to build that will allow you to easily kill that pesky cannibal raid or a visit from the Rattler twins. And the key to such a defense is pointed sticks. I will show you all how you can use pointed sticks to defend yourself and your Kelvin against any would-be raiders. This defense is well suited to dual serve as your entry point into your base, so you have a safe means of ingress and egress in addition to being an effective killing machine. So, win-win. There are two designs, one more suited to dealing with the Rattler twins and the other more suited for dealing with cannibals. Each is constructed in the same manner but uses different layouts. Let us start with the Rattler twin defense. To get started, we're going to place a simple beam structure with two leaning logs on each side. To protect the structure, we will place a defensive wall in front of it so it remains on the inside. Ultimately, we will have a wall surrounding our base, and this initial structure will serve as a pathway to the inside of our base. We'll extend the wall down to the shoreline, and we will get to the rest of the wall later on. Our next step is to place 4 floorboards in the bottom portion of the sloped logs in a ramp configuration, not stairs. Facing this structure, we will make an identical structure with the narrow path in between. Now, this second structure is not necessary, and ultimately I will replace it with a defensive wall, but if you want the added spikes, go for it. Next, we will place a series of the same structures on the outside of the wall facing our first 2 initial structures, such that the ramp faces are in the direction of those structures, leaving a narrow walkway in between. On the backside and side of these ramps, we will place a defensive wall to protect the vulnerable sides. Our next step is to take our sticks and place them into the ramp planks. At a minimum, you want to place 3 sticks per plank, but you can certainly place more if you have the patience. The first 2 rows are pretty easy to position, but once you get to the bottom 2 rows, it becomes impossible to place them without the white dashed line pairing it to another stick. But not to worry, you can use that to your advantage to get them in the relative positions you want. We will do this all the way across the entire ramp face. Once done, we will get out our axe and aim at the sticks from behind the ramp and left click. This will sharpen them and set them in place. Now, this is important. The direction you face is generally where the sticks will point, so you need to be behind the sticks to do this properly. Once that is finished, we're going to increase the protection of this defense by placing rocks around all the sticks. It can be a bit time consuming, but it will increase the durability of these defenses and look damn cool in the process. Then we will do the same with our other structures we built. This arrangement makes them very sturdy, though the Rattler twins can destroy a stick or 2 with all their flailing around. But that's easily repairable. When dealing with the Rattler twins, they can be quite unpredictable and janky with their movements, which will require you to move around a lot during the defense. The main idea is to try to lead them into the spiked ramp wall, which, when done properly, can result in a ton of damage on the Rattler twins, causing them to die rather quickly. Getting them in there will take a bit of running around and jumping on your part to lead them into the kill zone, but with some practice, it can be a very effective method for killing them off. On the other side of our base, we're going to build the Cannibal Defense setup. Our first step is to construct an L-shaped series of ramps. We're going to position our familiar ramp beam structure at a slight 90-degree off angle from the wall, with the ramp facing outward. Next, we will attach an additional ramp connected to this one, so we have 2 facing in the same direction. Our third section will form the L part of the structure and will be connected to the one we just built, but will be perpendicular to that ramp, with the ramp face itself facing outward. The fourth section will be adjacent to this one, facing in the same direction. This series of ramps we just created will serve as our outer defensive perimeter, and the border of the path will create to enter the base. To create the path itself, we will need to create 2 more beam structures behind the ones we just made, with the ramp facing our existing structures. We make sure to leave a gap in between, which will serve as our entry point into the base. And for cannibals to reach us, they'll need to traverse through a wall of spikes on the outer perimeter and along the path we just created. As we did with the Rattler twin defense, we'll need to position our sticks upon the ramp surface with at least 3 sticks per plank for a minimum of 12. And surrounding each stick are some rocks for more durability. This is time consuming but very easy to set up. Having Kelvin collect and dump rocks while you are placing the sticks can help with keeping up a steady stream of rocks for you as you place them, though winter can make them a bit hard to see. Now that we have have the key structures in place, we need to add additional protection. We need to protect the vulnerable sides of the ramps and seal off the area between the L-shaped portion of the ramps with some defensive walls. When fighting against the cannibal raid, what you'll want to do is to stay inside the path just behind the perimeter wall. You can hit cannibals from inside there, and if they get too close to the wall, the spikes will protect you. And if you need to retreat a bit, go ahead down the path and lead the cannibals into the spiked walls lining the pathway into the base entry point. It is really that simple and quite effective in dealing with cannibals. It takes a bit of patience to set up, but it certainly is not difficult. Just repetitive, and once done, it's a nice way to enter and exit the base and to ward off any intruders. One could extend the lengths of these paths and perimeter spiked ramp walls for additional protection, but that greatly depends on one's patience to set it all up. The general gist is to create a narrow path leading to a doorway lined with spikes, so you can make that path as long as you like. When I built this, I created a door at the end of the pathway as a means to enter the base because it was the only option at the time. But since then, due to the most recent update, it is now possible to use a defensive wall gate if desired. In any case, I hope this video can inspire your own base defenses. Let us know in the comments below how you'd like to design your base defense or what you use to enter and exit your base. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you found the video enjoyable and wish to see more content on this channel. See you all in the next one. Adios!